When I say three, you say oh. Three,
Oh,
three.
oh.
Let's go, baby.
I
First
was
time
not
since
prepared for that.
2009. Again, yeah, neither of us were prepared for that. First time since 2009 that the Colts are 3-0. We highlighted that last episode. First time since 2009 that the Colts are 2-0. And so it makes sense that it's the first time since 2009 that they're 3-0.
Math.
But I think it's really awesome that the Indianapolis Colts are one of only 6 teams now, Addy, going into week 4 that are undefeated.
Whew.
Okay, that puts you in good company. That puts you in company with teams of the like of the Buffalo Bills and the
Mm,
Philadelphia Eagles,
mm,
right? Los Angeles Chargers. Those are teams
mm.
you want to be associated with. So that's got me feeling nicey. What were your initial thoughts though watching us beat down the putrid most hated, at least my most hated. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, I
that's
hate the
it's my
Titans.
most hated team in the NFL. So how sweet was it to see the Colts just take out the belt and spank their ass
Belt
over and
ass.
over?
That was great.
How did it feel for you?
I mean, it was great. Usually we play this team really well. We play the Titans, it's always a close game, except for last game, meaning on Sunday, and then also the game before that where JT just ran all over him in Lucas Oil Stadium in
Mm,
2024. But I'm really impressed, with this team. I don't exactly remember my score predictions, but I had it being closer, like 20-16 or 20-17, something like that. And to have it be an absolute bloodbath, like 41-20, there wasn't even a chance. As soon as Kenny Moore had that pick six, I was like,
oh my god.
it's over. Like, why the fuck am I even
I
watching this
wasn't
game?
even I wasn't even fully settled in. Like, you know how you kind of like
You're locking
settle
in,
in
like,
when you're watching the game. Yeah, you have to get
yeah,
locked in, make sure all your bets are in and your fantasy lineup set.
yeah.
I was like barely locked in yet. And all of a sudden I look up and Kenny's halfway to the end zone. And I was
They
like,
were
what the fuck?
they were the first touchdown of NFL Sunday. Kenny Moore pick six.
Crazy.
So,
Bro.
I mean, I was really impressed. I was watching it at a bar, and so once that happened, I was like, this is sick. This is awesome. I love my life. As I'm just
I
drowning
can't
on
believe this is
mimosas.
my life.
I know, literally that meme. Which is really impressed. I think Daniel Jones had a really good game, back to back to back, really good games. He's in MVP conversations. I don't care that it's
Wow.
Daniel Jones. Numbers wise, offensively, efficiency, just quarterback play as a whole. That is right now, I think, a top five MVP candidate. So he's playing really well. I think Jonathan Taylor's playing like the best, not only running back, just the best offensive player currently in the
Mm,
NFL from just a efficiency standpoint. He is playing as the best running back. To see him be so good now and work on his craft of pass blocking in the pass pro, and then also just pass catching has been phenomenal to see. And you saw it once again shown in against the Titans. But I'm overly just really impressed. There's a couple of things I'm a little scared of. We'll talk about that probably a little bit later in this pod. But overall, just super impressed. This is what you're supposed to do, right? I don't care what strength of schedule looks like. You're supposed to beat bad teams. And we routed the Dolphins.
yeah.
We routed the Titans. We kept it close with the Broncos, but they're a good team. I don't care that they're 1-2. They kept it close with the Chargers.
Mhm.
So I think we're doing what we're supposed to do. I don't think that 3-0 is fraudulent. Is what I'm saying.
No.
I think it's for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. We talked about it many times over the past couple episodes, but this win right here, yes, it was over an inferior opponent in the Titans, but it was absolutely crucial and necessary to distinguish yourselves as a team of being a legitimate force in the AFC and the AFC South, that it's not just some 2 week run, right? Like it
Hmm.
was with the Saints. And so we talked about it. Is like, hey, if you lose this game to the Titans, we got to start talking about, is it a fluke? It feels like two steps back. And so I am just so happy that we do not have to have that conversation because,
Total
man, oh
trap
man,
game. Oh man.
was I not ready to have it. I was going to be so sad if that was going to happen. But thank God, like you said, Kenny Moore kind of setting the tone early, right?
Yeah.
Right out the gate and saying, no, this isn't your same old Colts of the past few seasons before after post Andrew Luck, right?
Yeah.
He's like, this ain't the same old Colts. We're about to we're about to take out the belt, and Indiana Jones is about to put belt to ass, bro.
Dude, I
And so yeah, could
cannot
not
stop
be
laughing. Kenny
more happy.
Moore said, no, no, Cam Ward. We are
No,
different. This is not Gus Bradley-led defense anymore.
We are different this time.
We're different.
Also, shout out to Michael Pittman.
Oh my god, love
I
it.
don't know if you saw his comment that he had, but he straight up called out every single
Oh my
player on
god.
the Tennessee Titans postgame and said, "Yeah, they look like they were tired out there, they were sluggish."
Sluggish.
And so, as soon as we showed up, we said, "Yeah, they don't wanna play today." And I'm like, "Oh my god, bro." Like, that's gotta be a good feeling, as a player, you walk onto the field and you're like, "These guys have no shot at
Yep.
running with us today."
It's actually
So,
really funny that
excellent work.
it's really funny that you say that because it seems like every time the Colts play the Titans, not every time, but usually something bad happens to the Titans. Like I think it was like the first game a year ago or back in 2023, we had like two pump blocks, one for a touchdown. Their special
I
teams
was there at that
coordinator,
game.
yeah, their special
I
teams
was in
coordinator,
Nissan, yeah.
special teams coordinator gets fired. Then you go to this
Well,
year.
don't forget about the guy breaking his freaking le like,
Oh my
literally,
God,
their punter
yes,
broke his leg in half
crazy,
in that game. I
crazy.
was like,
No, it was actually
"Yo."
crazy. And then you
Yeah.
talk about this game, like I mean, last game in 2024, obviously they get the number one overall pick, whatever, they get Cam Ward. This game, two things happened. One, a guy that wasn't playing, who's their DB1, Brownlee Jr., got traded this morning to the Jets for like a sixth or seventh round pick. And then secondly, Brian Callahan steps down as play caller and gives it to like not even the OC, like the wide receiver coach or something like that. So I think that's just hilarious. That just and Michael Pittman's right. Like it's just we just own the Titans. They haven't beaten us in what 1,300 days, something
Oh, yeah,
days. Like
even longer now, it's gonna
it's an
keep
absurd
keep
amount.
extending, so,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. What did
100%.
are there things that you didn't like, or was everything kind of like
Mm.
rainbows and sunshines for this game?
I would say I didn't like the lack of pass rush. I'm a little
Even with 4 sacks?
worried, Mr. Ati Logan. Yeah, because if you look back at some of the sacks, I think the majority of those sacks were caused by Cam Ward holding onto the ball too
Mm,
long, which he does. He's done that ever since in college,
playmaker.
since back in college, right? Like
Yeah,
in Miami, he holds the ball and relies on his playmaking ability and his ability to run around in the pocket and shrug guys off, right? And so I think some of those were because of that. He was just holding on to the ball, but there were a lot of times, man. Aside from that pick that Cam Ward had early, he was able to kind of stand back there and do one bounce, two bounce, three
mm,
bounce, and then just hit a guy across the middle. So didn't like that. Didn't like that very much that there just wasn't much of a sense of urgency almost it felt like from the pass rush for the majority of the game. And then number 2, obviously, I would say getting a little worried with how thin the Indianapolis Colts are at corner, especially when you talk about, attrition when it comes to a 17-game season. That's scary to me. I'm like, how many more guys can you really sign at this point of the season, right? We're going into week 4 now. We're almost a quarter way through the season. It's like, I don't know, bro. Like I don't know what that's going to look like if we don't get back Kenny Moore fully healthy. If we don't get back Charvarius Ward fully healthy, right? That to me is a bit of a concern. Obviously they signed, Mike Hilton today.
big fan
So
of
hopefully
that signing.
hopefully he can come in and provide a nice little veteran bump, but if I have to watch Xavier Howard line up and take reps for the Indianapolis Colts, I don't know how much longer I can take it,
Thing
man.
is
Like
that he
that shit
will.
that's
He's DB2 until Jalen Jones comes back, and that's if he comes
rough,
back.
brother.
So yeah,
Rough, brother. There's not many reps that he won yesterday again. Like I it's just like it's it's tough. It's a tough look right now, but hey, if the Colts offense can put up 40 points a game, we don't really need that great of a defense. So I guess
yeah.
let's just hope that Daniel Jones can keep putting up 40 plus a game.
Yeah, what I will say, I mean, I was I was happy with how the game turned out. I think when you belt to ass a team that's in the division 41-20, like you're not a schedule maker. You're supposed to beat bad, like good teams beat bad teams bad,
Yep.
and so that's what we did.
Yep.
But despite the win, I was under impressed, or I just was not impressed with the linebacker core. I forgot the stat. I saw it somewhere, but the secondary played relatively well. Pass rush, I think, played relatively well, but the linebacker core, I think, was targeted like 10 times and they allowed 9 receptions for I don't know how many yards. And I think if you're an offensive coordinator or if you're a head coach and you're playing the Indianapolis Colts, like Sean McVay, an offensive genius. Why the heck are you not just
Mm.
over targeting the middle of the field where the linebackers are? Because knowing that Zaire Franklin, McGrone, they're just not great in pass coverage. It's just something that they don't excel in. So I think that could be the team's Achilles heel, not signing a competent linebacker, just staying with Zaire Franklin and bringing in some guys, and Jalen Carlisle is on IR. I just think there could have been things that could have been done to prevent this, but I have to be optimistic because we are 3-0, and I'm really excited about that. And I know my voice might not sound like that. I am a little bit sick. But that is a little bit concerning to me when your linebacker core gives up 9 receptions on 10 targets, especially when you play the teams like, we'll talk about this in the next episode, like the Los Angeles Rams.
Mm. Yeah, that's a great point, man. And we knew coming into the season that the linebacker position was going to be a position that was of concern, right? And
Hmm.
and we you and I both talked about it. It was like, is Chris Ballard going to make a move? Is he going to sign somebody? Is he going to target somebody in the draft? You even talked about him potentially targeting somebody in the draft, right? At the
Hmm.
beginning of the second round or into the first round. So, yeah, I agree with you there. That could come back to bite the Colts in the ass against some of these teams that have great offensive minded head coaches and great tight ends, for example, or great slot receivers. I think I think it's going to be interesting to see what Sean
My,
McVay is going to be able to game plan
my,
against those that
yeah.
linebacking core.
And my concern
So,
is that if I can see it, and I've never played football and I'm just watching it on my couch, if I can see it, I'm sure these NFL head coaches and offensive
I
coordinators
know.
can see it too.
Yeah.
It's exactly what Steichen did with Pittsburgh Steelers last season, knowing that they were the number one defense, but their linebackers struggled in pass coverage. He just hyper
Yeah.
targeted them with Joe Flacco and Josh Downs, and we got the dub. And I think this is something that NFL coaches catch on to, and they'll see it and they'll notice it. So we need to figure out a
Yeah.
way, whether it be don't play as much man as we do, and just help the linebacker core out by playing a zone, but then it depends on who the quarterback is on the opposing team.
You gotta, yeah, you gotta be so cautious about what route you go there, though, because if you fall into that lull almost of playing zone, too much zone, you fall right back into that Gus Bradley type
Get
defense, honestly.
dissected.
And at times, the only time that you really saw Cam Ward develop a rhythm against, in the Titans game was when the defense was playing zone.
Yep.
Like that's when he had time to like sit back there and just find a soft spot in the coverage and dump it underneath or throw it over the middle, right? And so it's got its pros and cons, but you are right. It's tough to play too much man coverage when you have Xavier Howard taking so many meaningful snaps, who wasn't even playing NFL football for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And so it's a little concerning, for sure on the on the man coverage side of things. But hopefully Hilton can come in and channel some of his prime years, man, because
I think
we
he'll
need
be
some
good
help
as a
while
nickel.
Kenny's out.
He'll be good. He understands
Mhm.
the system. I'm pretty excited. But at the end of the day, man, we can't be overcritical because, and especially me, we're 3-0. And I am just very
True.
excited to be
Yeah.
sitting in this position. I got to look up, hey, you got to look it up on Call Sheet. What is the stats of a team that's 3-0? Like their odds to make the playoffs.
Oh,
We got to look that up.
percentage chances. Yeah, I know it's very high, and I
Yeah.
know even better, the Titans and the Texans are both 0-3,
Hmm.
and their chances of making the playoffs in NFL history, if you look back, is only since 1990. It's like 2.3%
Oh, wow.
chance,
They play each other.
and that's
One of them
crazy.
is going to be 1-3.
One of them's gonna be 1-3. Yeah,
One
which
of
is
them.
crazy. That might be one of the worst games of all time, and so yeah, dude, it's definitely really good. I know it's above 50 to 60% chance already this early in the season of making the playoffs when you start 3-0. It's an incredible spot to be in. And so you're right where you want to be,
1-0, though.
going in and facing a Rams team that, listen, by all accounts, guys, they probably should have beat the Eagles.
Hmm.
Okay? That was a amazing play. If you didn't see it, that game-winning field goal block by the Eagles to come back from down 19,
Sean McVay
for Pete's
doesn't lose
sakes.
those. Yeah, I'm shocked.
Yeah, but it's like that was crazy. So I mean, the Rams could easily be 3-0, and they're a team that's legitimate Super Bowl contenders. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the Colts fare. I'm excited to see how the Colts match up because if they can go in and even just look competent, I don't need a win. I don't need them to win for me to feel good about the Colts moving forward. I just want them to go in and kind of compete. I want them to make it look like at times that they could beat this Rams team. That's all I'm expecting really.
I would love a win. I wanna be
I
4
mean,
and
I would
0.
love it. Like trust me. No one wants a win more, right? But it's just like I don't need a win to determine whether this team is legit or not, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, if they keep
I
it
think
close.
the win against the Titans was the one I needed. I needed that win for me to be like, is this team a legitimate team in the Colts?
Yeah,
This game is like if you lose to the Rams, you lose to the Rams, right? Like they're a Super Bowl contender. I genuinely believe that.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't need a win, but a win really would start getting the people talking, brother.
Because
Like
then
it
you
would
play
like
the Raiders and the Cardinals. That's an easy, not easy, because any given Sunday, we just saw the Packers lose to the Browns, but it could be 6-0, and I don't wanna get too ahead of myself, but we've got
yep.
an exciting game. We'll talk about that in the next pod. It's another 3:05 game, against the sorry, 3:05 my time, 4:05 your time, so afternoon game against the Los Angeles Rams in SoFi Stadium. Make sure you guys tune in for that pod, but thanks again, guys. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Apple and Pods, Spotify, wherever you get your
Everywhere.
podcast. Just
If you see the Colts Unplugged logo, you better click subscribe or
mhm,
follow or like. One last stat I want to leave you with, Addy.
mhm.
I just looked this up earlier today, and this should give you some hope going in to face the Rams.
Okay.
So only two teams in NFL history, okay, have started 3-0 with less than 5 punts over the
Mm.
first 3 games of an NFL season. Those two teams, the 2007 Patriots and the 2025 Indianapolis Colts.
You know what's funnier?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going undefeated. Let's
You
go.
know what's even funnier? Less than 2 punts, there's only 1 team.
And it's the
2025 Indianapolis
Indianapolis Colts,
Colts.
baby.
Come
Let's
on,
go. Let's
baby.
go.
Alright,
All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one to preview the Rams. Peace out.
peace.